Okay, hopefully the sound should be working on that point. Um, I don't know why OBS doesn't do that anymore. I really need to look into it. Um, there we go. That should be working. Okay, it is working. So, yeah, that was a fun. Good thing we got to figure out that there was me having a basket of issues right there. But yeah, let's go ahead and restart this. I'm gonna go ahead and show you this again. But for those who are watching right now and is wondering, what the heck are you playing, PG? Well, I'm going to show you. Basically, this is Nuclear War Simulator. Well, Nuclear War Simulator is a brand new game in which I play just as an observer, and I command nuclear units. I can command all of these guys right here. I can command them to target something, just to see the environmental, humanitarian, and other effects of nuclear war. So if you are really interested in this game, I can get a link for you guys in a couple of minutes. I'll go ahead and probably try to put this in the description of the video. But yeah, like, so for example, I can go over here. I can set off a nuclear weapon right here, takes out that military base. I'll look at the humanitarian impact of that nuclear weapon going off. And then it can show me, whenever it does, 244,000 Russian civilians died in that nuclear blast, and more civilians actually died because the city center was actually affected by the radiation. Let's go ahead and see if there was a fire generated by that. Fire generated right in this area right here. A little bit of a bad fire right here, but it's not really having any more of a disastrous effect. Radiation definitely is affecting the outer regions right here, and this is just from a single nuclear blast. It gets. Do you need WinZip to get this, PG? No, you just need to extract it onto your hard drive, and then it'll be able to do. It'll be able to work for you. If you guys need a tutorial on how to download this, then I guess I can make one. I don't know why y'all would need one. But if y'all need a tutorial on how to download it, I can definitely do that. It's more like a terrifying version of the game DEF CON. Yeah, it is a more terrifying version of the game DEF CON. I definitely agree with that. 682,000 German civilians died in that nuclear blast in southern Germany. Took out a military base along with an American military base, and that is the fire being generated by that atomic explosion. AMN, thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. Tips up for AMN, and let's go ahead and take out Berlin right here. Let's go ahead and give that one also a bigger nuclear explosion. And then let's go ahead and see what the... Yikes, look at all that radiation. Oh my god, look at all that radiation. What is this? 4.8 million Germans killed, 1.1 million Poles killed. You really are the GOAT. I am the GOAT. I am definitely the GOAT. Let's go ahead and take out this area too. Even that military base was affected. Basically, the outer rings you actually see. So the orange ring that you see right here is how much is the radiation ring. How much prompt radiation is going to be in the orange area that you actually see. In the blue area is the physical effects. The area that is actually going to be affected by the shockwave of the actual blast. So anything within the blue area is going to be have light residential buildings collapse, and then you can move the PSI up to damage to underground concrete structures, which the more powerful you go, the less of a blue square you're going to get. Basically, the reason you actually want to do this is actually if you're targeting specifically ICBM silos. These guys are going to be more likely to take out an ICBM silo, more so than so I can actually do that. It takes out the base, But then if I go to, what, 5 psi, and then do the same thing over another nuclear base, well, actually, that did it, I guess. Kind of see how many people died in that one. Jesus. Can you make a Norway, Sweden, Finland war, please? Yikes. Still waiting for those casualties. See the radiation in a second. Yep, it affected the entire city. So the entire city is being affected by the radiation. It actually crosses over into the Caspian Sea in that part of Russia. Let's go ahead and, oops, accidentally clicked on that. Let's go ahead and take out these 2 air bases. Let's see what that goes. And then we're going to go ahead and get into our actual business. We're actually going to get into that. Radiation does the same thing. Let's go ahead and get into our scenario. And then we're going to go ahead and get into that. Norway, Sweden, and Finland don't have nuclear weapons, but I can actually... let's go ahead and restart this since the fires and radiation is still going to be there. Alright, and I am back. Stop complaining about the sound. Y'all always complain about the sound, god dang it. Alright, so this is the scenario that I actually have built so far. Basically, I have a couple of random missile silos kind of dispatched all over the area. I kind of concentrated Indian forces more so on the border with Pakistan. And basically what we're actually doing, basically the story behind this is going to be that there's going to be an escalation over the war in Kashmir. Basically, Kashmir is the area that China, Pakistan, and India have been fighting over for a long time. And basically, I believe the story is going to be, and I'm actually going to try to make a video about this just to kind of make it a little bit better. Let's go here and then put it in the daytime. And let's take day and nighttime off. And I want country borders. Let's show the names of these borders. What the hell is that? Shen Glacier? Okay. And then we have cities. We have the nation's capitals, I guess. Maybe I don't know what those stars are for. Let's go ahead and just show city names. Alright. And let's go ahead and start by doing this. I think I'm going to keep these targets over here, and then I can actually start placing more... Wait, I'm on the wrong country. Hang on. Let's go over to... Let's go to Pakistan, or India. We're going to be doing India first. Let's do a couple of communications bases. It's going to be 2 areas right there. One in Gandhinagar, and then one in south of Ahmedabad. I'm skewering these names, unfortunately, but let's go ahead and continue to do this. So see, what I actually might do is I may or may not actually have a Chinese involvement, because what I actually thought about while making this scenario is that it would make a little bit more sense if the Chinese actually did get involved. In which that if the Indians ever did start escalating anything in in Kashmir or anything like that, anything that would destabilize Pakistan. And especially whenever it comes to nuclear war, if the Indians were ever to launch at Pakistan, I feel like the Chinese would actually hit the Indians as well. The Chinese are very interested in Pakistan because Pakistan actually has very, very close economic ties with the People's Republic of China. China is one country that is expanding its economic influence, and one of the countries that they are definitely doing so with is the country of Pakistan. So Pakistan and China could actually back each other up during an atomic war. But India might be facing it alone. So what I could do is that if the Pakistanis launched first, and then the Indians launched back, probably in a higher scale, the Chinese could get involved, launch a couple of strategic strikes against India, and then in that case, the United States could get involved and then launch against China, and then the Russians could actually get involved as well and launch against the United States. So that's going to be a lot to actually unpack and unfold in this thing, but it'll be a lot more interesting if we can actually do that. Another thing I actually want to show you guys, let's go ahead and show you some of the camera controls I actually figured out. So let's get closer to India, and let's do this. Look at this. You can see a world, a whole new world. Look at this. Look at this, boys. You can see our targets over there. Look at them. They're just tiny. This little city right here. Isn't this really cool? Could you do USA and India versus China and Russia war? Yeah, I guess. I mean, that's probably what this is going to devolve into. And then we just hit the X button, and then it's back to normal. So, it's interesting. See, one nuclear strike right here, and it's going to take out a lot of people. And there's a lot of people in Karachi. Jeez. You got Pakistani naval units right here, Indian naval units right over here. Don't really know what to do. Could make Iranian involvement possible. Again, the Chinese. Let's go ahead and possibly come over here. Mobile bases. So they do have mobile bases. We're going to do DF-31s. We're going to place Chinese DF-31s in these small areas right over here. Let's do 2 of them right next to Baoshan. 1 of them north of Dali. Let's do... There's a plane right here. Let's go ahead and get a couple of missile launching units right over here. In that case, Saudi Arabia and Israel will get involved. Yeah. Should it just be like a full scale, like everyone's going at each other? That'd be interesting. Let's go ahead and put them. We're gonna like kind of like put a couple of these units all over the Yunnan province. I don't even know what Chinese nuclear positions are. If anyone can figure out what Chinese nuclear deterrence looks like, I guess probably help me out a little bit. Imagine that, just southern China just launching all over at India. Let's go ahead and go over to northern China. Let's do a DF-5. Let's put these in the northern deserts of China. That's probably where they actually are. I mean, there's nothing up there. Maybe Xinjiang could be a possible area where they actually are housing ICBMs. I don't even know where their ICBMs. If anyone can actually figure these things out, they probably hide the real positions. Yes, they probably do. I mean, someone figure out if the Chinese actually have ICBM silos. Maybe they do. But I'm gonna go ahead and place their ICBM silos in the northern part of the region. They're probably gonna be a little bit more reliant on mobile missile platforms. Probably don't have anything in Tibet, Xinjiang. Submarine bases. Let's go ahead and get a couple of Chinese submarines out. I think anywhere close to the Russian border, since they almost went to war there in the 70s. Yeah, they did. They almost went to war. Got a Chinese port over there. And let's go ahead and put one north of Shanghai. Let's put two of them north of Shanghai. And then let's put one south of Tianjin. Put a couple of bases out here. And then leaders, we got President Xi. Let's go ahead and put my boy President Xi right here. Mobile missile platforms, let's go ahead and give him a couple of more DF-31s. Hey, what's going on, Aiden? Welcome to the live stream. I'm going to go ahead and put a couple of them in like the very, very narrowly populated areas, I believe. Because the lower populations they actually have in some of the smaller villages, the less likely that it's actually going to get hit by a nuclear weapon, I guess. We're gonna put them a little bit outside of Nanning. Could you name a plan the plan? Sure, probably. Communication relays, bomber bases. Let's go ahead and give the Chinese some bomber bases. So let's go ahead and call our bomber base a bomber base. So if you want to figure out how to actually place units in the game, so basically what you go over here, here's the unit placement thing. So here's the planner, here's the unit placement, and then here is the blueprints. You go over here, you click on any one of these you want. You want to go over here to bomber base, and I'm going to go ahead and call it an air base. Go ahead and call that new, and then that's all you have to do from that side. And then you go over to bombers, and then I can call this a stealth fighter jet SFJ 1. Stealth fighter jet 1. So I can make it a stealth fighter jet. I can make it a strategic bomber. Then I can give it a ballistic missile, I can give it cruise missiles, or I can give it gravity bombs. I can go over here to gravity bombs, I can call it a gravity bomb. And then I can just give them a 250 kiloton warhead. What is this is the WH, where's WH? 250 kilotons. Well, yeah, let's go ahead and give the gravity bomb just the 250 kilotons. Wuhan will certainly get nuked no matter what with more than one. Jeez. Yeah, that's why most American nuclear silos are in the Midwest. Yeah, they are. What else? Let's go ahead and call this a military base. Silo control centers we already have. Chinese warships. And Chinese already have a port. I could actually put Chinese positions in Sri Lanka, but apparently that would probably drag Sri Lanka into a war if we ever had one. If. Mobile bases and conventional military base. Let's go ahead and put a couple of them near the border with India. We're going to place a couple of these in larger cities. Guangzhou. Changsha. There's my boy Wuhan right here. Let's go ahead and dot them with a couple of targets. Maybe even a bomber base. Yeah, let's put a strategic bomber in Wuhan. Let's go ahead and put it there. And if you guys are watching this, go ahead and leave a like. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, please. And that really does help me out a lot. It really does. Let's go ahead and put... Can I put both of these there? Stealth fighter jet 1. Let's go ahead and put a couple of these in South Yunnan. And then strategic base. Let's do 1 and then 2. So there's 2 different ones over there. DF20. Let's do DF31s. And let's put these actually in this area of Xinjiang. Well, actually, do that mobile base. Let's just do a couple of these in that area. Do military bases. And then let's go over to India. So basically, you're all you're gonna see me do is that you're just watching me, just kind of build this, I guess. And that's really what I really wanted to do. It's just kind of like, no, my mic is not off. I don't think it's off. Can you still hear me? Oh, Agni 5. Let's go ahead and put 1, 2 Agni 5s in that area of India, and then do those 2 next to the communications base. Gonna rely a lot on mobile missile launchers. Do a couple conventional military bases. Conventional military bases seriously do not provide any like use at all in the game right now. It's literally only more of a just aesthetic feature, just so you just, I guess, have a target to go off of. Let's do 1 military base with a Mirage 2000. All right, let's go ahead and save this scenario. I'm going to call this the India-Pakistan nuclear war. Then we're going to start working on the plans. Wait for that to save. All right. Let's go ahead and see where else we can actually start placing some conventional military bases actually in India. Let's do 1 there, 1 there, 1 there. And this is basically kind of just to get enough military targets, I guess. And military targets, again, are usually going to be placed outside of civilian centers. Definitely going to be a lot of them in New Delhi. Let's do 1, 2, 3. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 mobile missile launchers right outside of the city. Let's do a couple in that area right there. And then top that off with a military base. Can you hear me right now? Can y'all like hear me at all? I don't know if you can. It's saying that I'm working. Okay, y'all can hear me. So, India, I did give them ICBMs. So where, see, one of the things about India is like, where the hell were they even put ICBMs? Like, I don't even know. Let's try there. How many nukes does India even have? They have over 150 nuclear weapons. So I think that field of warheads in this area, along with enough, looks like from airdropped. So like from here, this area right here is just going to be used whenever it gets real hot. I think. Let's save the scenario, and then we're going to start going off with the plans. I think you should put some U.S. bases in Afghanistan and other parts of the Middle East. Well, the only nuclear response, if I'm going to involve the Americans' nuclear with this conflict, is simply if the Chinese are justified to respond. I'm gonna be making this scenario, but I'm gonna be building a story with it. And so if I feel like the Chinese have a reason to respond against the Indians, then that is possibly going to definitely get me to possibly involve the United States. And then if the United States goes against, well, actually, I mean, the Russians could actually stay out of it, mostly because back in the 60s, there was an incident between the Chinese and the Russians where the Chinese basically said, if we start nuking, don't get involved. They told the United States, do not get involved if we start nuking, because we might. So if there is any possible reason why the Chinese and the Russia and the United States should get involved, then yeah, that is going to possibly. But I mean, that would require. I mean, look at all this. I mean, there's a lot of missile positions for the Indians to hit. I mean, it would be a small nuclear exchange between these two areas right here, maybe. But I don't know. Can you make a North Korean versus South Korean war? Yes, I possibly could. I mean, that would be interesting, but I mean, there's no mobile units, so it wouldn't. I can't really make it a war. I mean, if I start getting land units in this game, then yeah, that could be a possibility. But there's no land units. There's only military bases, and there's only the ability for me to literally just nuke. Let's go ahead and put the physical effects on. Let's do fallout doses, and let's let's keep it on fires first. So we're gonna go ahead and do the Pakistani first strike. Let's go ahead and Go over to Pakistan. We should be saved, and let's go ahead and do a scenario editor. This is going to be the Pakistani first strike. So apparently we call it Pakistani second strike. So we're gonna add these 2 units. And I see what I may have not have done. Ballistic missiles, Shaheen 1. 3 nuclear missiles on that one. I can tweet Ivan about suggestion. Yeah, if we had ground troops. Yeah, see, that's what I was thinking. I mean, one of y'all can do it. I can do it. I don't know. Okay. I guess we're going to go ahead and make it an airstrike. No. See, hang on. Let's do this. Ballistic missiles, cruise missiles. So we have several different warheads. What am I doing wrong? Pakistan. They don't have ICBMs. Definitely know that. Definitely going off in mobile missile launchers. I can tweet him about land troops. I mean, you can. I guess. I mean, yeah, you could. Let's do this. So what I'm trying to figure out is how do I... By the way, this I don't know why this thing is here. Just call it like India-Pakistan disputed territory or something like that, because that makes a lot more sense. Let's do first strike. These guys are not loaded, so these ICBMs do not have anything inside of them that's because they don't have warheads. See, I have to go through each individual one, save, and give them 1 ballistic missile. So this might take a second, just so there's a lot of these guys, but I mean, I can just click through. There has to be a way to do all of them at once. See, you destroyed the most beautiful country. I know, right? Is there a download for that on Mac? I do not think it is for Mac right now. I do not. I don't think. See, 130 units. Jesus Christ! I mean, it's gonna take forever just to load all of these up with. Well, I mean, there's mobile bases. Like, I mean, if I go at it this way, like, I mean, it's still gonna take forever. Start looking forward to Flight Simulator. I will be doing a lot of flight simulating. So that's definitely going to be max time, group, army name. Yeah, see, this is the music that's in the game now, if y'all can hear it. Pakistan is very beautiful, especially Kashmir, and it's called the second Switzerland. Are they the second Switzerland now? I mean, Pakistan is... Pakistan's kind kind of out there. I mean, I like them. They're actually Pakistan is one of my favorite countries outside of the United States. You know, it's Pakistan, Turkey. Then it's definitely gonna have to be Japan, China possibly. Definitely don't like the current government over there. I think the reason I actually have to load these guys up this way is because I actually did an order of event wrong. So the reason I have to do this was possibly because I actually created I created these customly, and then I probably just did not make the ballistic missile there available, so it didn't load in with it. So it's just like, yeah, I know I'm a missile launcher, but I don't have anything to launch because, you know, you're starting off with no missiles. So I think you need to create the missile first and then the missile launcher, and then it'll probably try to connect them and be like, hey, we have this. Definitely not going to go through and load these all again. Pakistan is just hilariously undefended. All right, let's go ahead and just leave it. Whatever, they're going to be the most underprepared nuclear opponent that we're probably going to have. Pakistani first strike. Let's go ahead and get these guys at the top. And I'm going to move this one down here. And well, hang on. Let's... come on, come on. New attack plan. Okay, so these guys are loaded. All with 1,000 kiloton weapons. Alright, let's do this communications base. This area right here. This area right here. And that area right there. So let's go ahead and call that the Pakistani first strike. So Pakistani first strike is there. Let's do right over here, Pakistani first strike, Indian retaliation, and then Pakistani second strike. So let's do 10. $30, and it's not letting me save and load explosions database. Okay. I never understood how Pakistan was able to get nuclear weapons, and we're scared Iran we're scared Iran has them. Yeah, that makes sense. There it is. 20, 10, 20, 30. So then, let's go ahead and save again. All right, and then we are editing the second strike, in which our ballistic missiles will actually target several different areas in the Indian subcontinent, including we're going to start targeting this area right here. We're going to target the two mobile missile launchers and then the military base to the north. We're going to bomb a small area in the southern Himalayas. We're going to hit one base right south of the Nepal. And then we're going to hit the air base. We're going to hit the air base in central Delhi. We're going to hit the one in the northern part of the city. It's probably enough for Delhi right there. 3 nukes is enough, Jesus Christ. Pakistani second strike is going to hit these 3 targets in Kanpur, Lucknow, and Fazibad. Yikes, almost misclicked. We're going to be a little bit off and hit the city. And then let's go ahead and continue targeting. Yeah, see, that is one of the scariest things. Again, nuclear war is one of the most interesting one of the most interesting topics in my opinion, honestly. It's something that not a lot of people worry about, and it's just another thing to kind of like, think about, just say, hey, what happens if something like this happens? Like, I mean, it's not easy to think about because it's one of the most deadliest ways of war that humanity has ever invented. So yeah, it is a little bit hard to talk about. I mean, look at this. I mean, I'm already hitting New Delhi with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 nuclear atomic warheads. And that's literally just to take out military targets. And this is actually what it's like in real life. Military targets are very, very concentrated on populated areas. So you're not going to miss out on a warhead just because it gets to hit a little bit away from you. I mean, you're still going to have to deal with the radiation. It's going to get really bad. I have two options here. I can hit the population center. I can hit in between them just so I can then effectively damage both of them, or I can hit both of them individually. But then that leaves a large part of the city. The city's going to get completely destroyed. And let's hit done. Let's go over to India. Indian retaliation. And I think we're hitting the same issues that we did in the last one, mostly because, again, our nuclear missile launchers are not retrofitted with any nuclear weapons. So then, let's go ahead and start concentrating on smaller nuclear weapons. Look at this, 150 kilotons. I mean, what? The Pakistanis are about to hit the Indians with how many 1 megaton nuclear warheads? And well, oh, look at us. We're just doing a strategic strike. See, this is what you call an actual, like, strategic nuclear strike. The Indians are going to be a lot better whenever this day actually comes. And whenever I say whenever this day comes, I mean, there is a possibility that the Indians and the Pakistanis might actually duke it out with nuclear weapons. So it is a possibility. Look at that. Very, very precision strikes right here. We're not going to target Abbottabad. We're not going to target. We are going to target. Where are we playing? We're playing India. To hit their ships. All right. Let's go ahead and let's do a save scenario. And I think we actually did this. This might actually work. All right, let's see what happens whenever I just hit this play button. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. Let's see what happens at nighttime. There's still missiles going up. There's a fleet of missiles. Where's the missiles? Oh, we still got them coming up. Oh, look, see how high they're going? Jesus Christ. Got one heading toward Karachi, I believe. Is that an Indian warhead? No, that is a Pakistani warhead. See, there's room. There is literally actually room to what do you call it? See, the Indian strike hasn't even hit yet. There's one heading right toward Islamabad or Abbottabad. Lead is better than iron, but no, definitely it will soon get compromised. Yep, it will. See, this is the Indian retaliation. This is what is on its way. Oh, that one's hitting Abbottabad. One hit there, and let's go ahead and watch. Let's watch as the Pakistani way of life just deteriorates within the next couple of seconds. One hit. And as we watch the last of these missiles finally hit their targets, which actually a couple of these are going to hit a couple of ships off of it, but then a couple of them are actually going to hit the city of Karachi in a couple of seconds and hit their targets. 2 of them just hit, and 2 of them are about to hit their targets again. 1 of them only took out their targets, and we have a couple of more warheads on their way to hit their seabound targets. Look at those nuclear explosions actually in the water. Boom. There is a lot of room of improvement for the way these nuclear explosions look. I am very excited for what's coming. And I've actually asked the guy, and he actually said that he is looking forward to making better. Let's go ahead and reset the camera. He is looking forward to making better targeting for this game. Targeting, and as well as improving on the what do you call it, the weapons, the bombs going off. I literally cannot talk right now. Let's go ahead and move it back to the daytime and calculate what the casualties were in this. I wish there was 3D buildings and terrain physics. You can actually see the destructions precisely in 3D. We can see where our wow, that is crazy. India looks a lot harder hit than Pakistan actually. All right, so very important information that we actually are getting out of this war. Basically, India would have been completely destroyed economically and probably morally. The entire eastern side of this country would probably be decimated. Their nuclear weapons in the southern side of the country probably wouldn't have been touched. As it gets a little bit further into India, we even hit Mumbai actually, and that is very unfortunate. We actually hit a satellite base, and a satellite base survived. That's cool. Interesting. This military bases actually did survive their direct hits from Indian nuclear warheads. So basically, the damage that we are actually studying right here is the environmental effects of this war, and what would happen in the case of this actually happening. I mean, as you can see, the firestorms would completely cover the entire northern end of India. Northern India would be a complete wasteland. As you make your way south, you probably would see a little bit more cities untouched by the nuclear weapons. Pakistan and India don't have enough nuclear weapons to use against each other to actually destroy each other completely. So it would be a completely devastating war, but it wouldn't be the same as a Russia-America confrontation. Now, one of the biggest things that would actually prevail out of this war would be the after effects of this. So that's whenever these stats actually come in. So one of the things that you can actually notice is how many people actually did die on the Indian side. And I actually didn't see this, but 101 million Indians died in this war. That barely even nudges their 1.2 billion people that they actually have. 906,000 Pakistanis died, even though there were a lot of nuclear explosions on the Pakistani side. It looks like that the targeting that we actually had did not touch a lot of Pakistani cities. The only Pakistani cities that were actually affected was definitely Islamabad, a little bit of Abbottabad, but Indian cities were completely damaged and destroyed by these nuclear weapons, especially from Pakistan. So yeah, 101 million Indians died on the Indian side, but again, that barely even touches how much their actual population is. A lot of cultural identity would have been lost in this war. I mean, look, there's this entire area of New Delhi would have been completely destroyed. All of the radiation would have made it completely uninhabitable, and the entire city is on fire. Y'all guys saw how many nuclear weapons I actually hit with in the capital of New Delhi. So it should have been actually shared the same against Islamabad, but we didn't. So definitely a lot to improve on in this scenario. But I actually probably got the Indian side of things definitely hard ironed out. Something you probably wouldn't see in a nuclear war between India and Pakistan is possibly the Pakistanis actually hitting further targets out from Pakistan. As you actually get further out, the less likely that these mobile platforms would actually be able to hit their targets, especially in the further eastern parts of India. I mean, these areas right here probably wouldn't be hit. These areas could be hit, possibly, depending on what kind of missiles that they are using. These areas, a little bit, maybe. I mean, I still need to improve on southern India if I want. Unless, unless I just concentrate on this part of India right here. India is very expansive, especially in the northern parts. The rest of India would either split up or go into a civil war. Yeah, that could actually happen. If you stood directly into blast, it would only have a huge flash, then searing pain, then it's over. Better than dying slowly, in my opinion. Yeah, I know. Let's go ahead and look at the fallout dosage, see what the fallout from this war would be. A lot of smaller yield nuclear weapons were actually used against Pakistan, so that is actually the reason why they only lost just below 1 million people. Probably one of the only other reasons that we actually did lose over 100 million Indians is because a lot of the areas that I did target were around cities. Not only were they around cities, they were actually around military bases. They were around military bases that were dotting these cities. So I did put a lot of installations closer to a lot of population centers. See, we were a little bit off from the military base right here, and it set the entire city ablaze, but the military base is fine, so a lot of people can probably try to go over there and evacuate to it. The radiation is actually just outside of it, so they're more affected by fire than they are actually radiation. One nuclear weapon hit right here. Looks like it took out its target. One nuclear weapon hit here just outside of the missile silos, and radiation is affecting it, but not entirely. Definitely a lot of mixed bags from Pakistan. See, radiation is not that bad in Pakistan, as this area right here definitely is going to get affected and evacuated. But there is still a lot of Pakistan that is habitable. Not to say the same as much for northern India. So, still a lot to improve on. Maybe we can actually get the Chinese to get involved somehow. So that is going to be my India-Pakistan thing. If you guys actually want to see any other conflicts, since I actually did demonstrate the India-Pakistan, I'm probably going to hop off for today. I'm going to try to stream on Monday. So tomorrow I'm going to be off, but Monday I'm definitely going to be able to stream. So Monday afternoon, definitely catch a live stream from me. And I'm going to start doing Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I'm going to try to do that just because I know you guys want more of a schedule for me. So I will start to try to commit to a schedule. I apologize again for those who are paying attention to me and probably don't see a lot of content as they want to. But I will start working on that very soon. So again, China would invade its disputed territories. Yep, they would. So the Chinese in the effect. So definitely a winner on this nuclear war. Pakistan is the underdog. Took out all of these Indian military installations. Killed 100 million people and lost less than 1 million. And one city is on fire, and that is their capital. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and leave it right here, guys. If you guys like this, go ahead and leave a like. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. And guys, if you guys like this, go ahead and leave a like and do that for me. And I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I'll see you guys there. I will see you guys on Monday, actually. So I'll catch you there. Thank you all so much for watching and take care. God, I cannot end a live stream normally.